Hello, I'm Susan. I'm with Houston Area Parkinson's Society and I'm a speech pathologist with them. And this is another Speech with Susan class. I am coming from Costa Rica. I live down here now. I'm staying at my little casita, 700 square feet, and I'm building a main house, a little 2-bedroom, 2-bath house. But welcome to Speech with Susan. The purpose of these speech exercises is to work on several things. One of them is to work on breath support, inflections of the voice, maintaining inflections of the voice, maintaining our swallow, maintaining breath, I did say breath support, tension, the labial seal, the monitoring of the saliva, so that we can prevent the drooling, and cognitive, that was the other one, and cognitive exercise. So we'll do a little bit of that at the end, but first let's get our exercises done and out of the way. First one we do is we do an ah sound and we hold it for 20 seconds. We'll do it 2 or 3 times, and then it would be best if you stop the video and do it a couple more times, maybe 3, 4 more times would be better, or 5 more times, or 7 more times. Okay, so let's take a big deep breath. Here we go. Great. Let's do it again. Let's take a couple of recovery breaths and then a real big breath. Try to hold it for 20 seconds or longer if you can. That's even better. So big breath. Good. Couple of recovery breaths here. We'll do it one more time. Okay, big breath here. Good. Okay, next on the list is a high-pitched D. The purpose of this is in our speech and conversation, we have inflections. We inflect up when we're asking a question, we inflect down when we're making a statement, but we do have inflections. And with Parkinson's, there is a characteristic of a monotone speech and running speech together. And so what we want to do is increase breath support and continue to maintain our inflections in our voice. So we're doing a high-pitched E. We're doing it about 5 times. We're holding it 3 to 5 seconds, and we are doing it one right after another. And that's using the muscles, the superior laryngeal muscles holding the larynx up, and it tilts the larynx forward. The vocal cords are stretched a little thinner, and that gives us the higher pitch. Okay, here we go. One right after another. Again. 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 One more time. Very good. Okay. Next on the list is for swallowing, and we do what's called the Masako exercise, and we do the Mendelssohn exercise, and then I'll explain the Shakur exercise. So the Masako is where you're sticking your tongue between your teeth and your lips, and you're swallowing, and try to hold that up. Try to do that. It's not easy to do the first time, but once you get used to it, I've done it thousands and thousands of times over my career. So you're biting your tongue with your teeth and lips gently, and then swallowing. Sometimes you'll need to take a sip of water, swallow normally. You'll have some residuals in your mouth. Then you can do a second swallow, or what we call a dry swallow. So let's do that again. The other exercise is the Mendelssohn, and that's where you're doing a normal swallow, but you stop in the middle of the swallow, let the epiglottis Stay inverted where it's covering your airway. This is your airway, this is your esophagus, which opens up, but this is covering the airway, and the esophagus is right next to it, and it's collapsed, but you're holding it, this epiglottis down, and so it helps maintain the seal so that no liquids or food can go into the airway. So it'll look like this. I'm gonna take my glasses off so that you can kind of see a little bit of strain in my face because I'm not breathing. So I'm gonna do a swallow. And then I release. You hold it about 3 to 5 seconds. And again, you're using those superior laryngeal muscles to pull that larynx up, which pulls that hyoid bone a little bit closer to the chin, as that's what happens when it swallows, and the epiglottis flips over. So do that about 4 or 5 times. You probably would need to stop the video and do that. Okay, if you stop the video, welcome back. If you're just moving on, the next exercise is the shakur, and it's where you're laying on a nice firm bed or a carpeted floor, and you lift your head up and you look at your toes. And you're looking at your toes for about 60 seconds, and it's very difficult to do. I haven't done it in a long time, so I'm probably sure it's going to be a challenge for me if I try to hold for 60 seconds. But that's the purpose of the exercise. It strengthens the muscles that support the muscles for swallowing, and it also engages those muscles that are used for swallowing. But it does take a lot of effort of the supportive muscles. Okay, next on the list, I'll explain this. We are not going to do it, but it's the pucker smile. So you're puckering for 60 seconds. And the last 10 seconds, you pull tighter because you start releasing, kind of relaxing the muscles. So you're puckering or kissing for 60 seconds. Then, if you keep the tension, you're expanding these muscles, contracting these muscles, then you're switching to a smile. You're contracting these muscles and you're expanding these muscles. And you maintain a labial seal. And then you hold for 60 seconds as well. So you're holding that for 60 seconds. And then the last 10 seconds, you're pulling tighter because they kind of start relaxing, and you don't want, what you want to do is keep that tension. Again, the purpose of that is to maintain labial seal so that when your mouth is producing the saliva, you're monitoring it and you know when to swallow. We produce about 600 milliliters of saliva a day. We swallow about 1,000 times. Our swallow occurrences as we age or as Parkinson's progresses, it reduces the saliva pools, it spills because we don't have labial tension. And that's the purpose of that. Last exercise, so you do a pucker for 60 and then a smile for 60. And the last exercise that we're doing is where it's to work the muscles that are supporting our swallowing and our voice muscles. So chin to the right shoulder, drop the left, and we're going to hold. You want to hold for 20 seconds. You want to pull that left shoulder back so it's a nice stretch on the left side. Okay, chin to the left shoulder, drop your right. Feel that stretch, because especially on the right side, that had been contracted for about 20 seconds. Okay, right ear to right shoulder, drop your left, pull it back, chin at 2 o'clock position. Okay, left ear to left shoulder, drop your right, pull it back, chin at 10 o'clock position. Okay, and then the last one is just chin to chest. So you're just dropping your chin to chest and doing that. Okay, Last thing that we do is a little bit of cognitive exercises. And so what I'm going to do, we did it on the last video. We're doing the other 10 items that are for this section. So what we're doing is I am going to give you definition clues, and there are 2 words and they rhyme. The definition is 2 words and they rhyme. So before, on the video before, we said a rodent's home is a mouse house. We said a towering partition is a tall wall. And we said a colorless doe is a clear deer. So let's see if we can do these. And there's 10 of them. And you kind of got the idea if you'd seen the video before. So let's do a beige male, M-A-L-E. A beige male. Beige is another word probably for tan. So a tan man. Let's do this one. An RN's pocketbooks. So that's important that you're saying the S at when I say pocketbooks, meaning plural. So an RN's pocketbook. Books. That is purses, nurses. Nurses' purses. That's it. Nurses' purses. Okay. How about a locomotive window? Locomotive window. So we're talking about a locomotive. We're talking about a train and a window pane. A train pane. Let's do an odorous jam. And another word for jam would be, I bet you said jelly. So an odorous, it would be smelly. So it's a smelly jelly. Let's do a thin empress. A thin empress. Somebody who is thin is very, or if you buy this type of meat that's 90% fat, only 10% fat, it would be considered lean. So a lean queen. So a thin empress is a lean queen. Let's do this one. A single rifle. A single rifle. Single. What's another word for single? One gun. One gun. Very good. I'm sure you got that one. All right. Let's do overweight Matthew. Overweight Matthew. Somebody who's overweight would be fat. And what's a nickname for Matthew? Matt. Fat Matt. A cerebrum ache. A cerebrum ache. So what's in our skull? It's our brain, and it's an ache, so we could call it it has to rhyme, pain. A brain pain. Good. Let's do this one. A humorous rabbit. A humorous rabbit. A funny bunny. Last one. An inexpensive army vehicle. An inexpensive army vehicle. So what did the army use as their main vehicle? Probably in World War II, Korean War, and Vietnam War. Jeep. So it's inexpensive, so it's a cheap Jeep. Great. Y'all did amazing. Glad y'all have joined me on this class called Speech for Susan. I teach a class on Thursdays from 10:30 to 11:30 through Houston Area Parkinson's Society, which their website is HAPS, H-A-P-S, hapsonline.org. And you can find out all the classes that they have in person and on Zoom. So my classes are Zoomed classes. And they have physical therapy. I think they've got occupational therapy, speech therapy, yoga, Tai Chi, I think art, great classes. They have a boxing class, and they've got a lot of great resources. So if I strongly urge you to look online and see what all they can offer for you, and it's an amazing organization. Okay, until next time, this is Susan Scoggins. I'm a speech pathologist with Houston Area Parkinson's Society.